Hello and welcome to another episode of Roach, Koach, the new metal podcast you deserve. My name is Lauren Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach rider, Mr. Matt Nas.
Keep it rolling, baby.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, back with you, back with another episode of Roach, Koach. Matt, there's been so much going on in the world of new metal and in the world
Oh, yeah.
that we've got to take time out of building a new metal canon, going through these albums one at a time. We got to take time for these special episodes that are all about who's tweeting.
Who's tweeting?
And it's not just tweets, it's posts. People are posting. There's never been more posting, Matt, I think, ever than right now in this moment of history.
Are we at peak post?
We're definitely at peak post. People are posting always, constantly. People post too much. I don't think anyone's. I think you could not say, "Oh, that person's not posting enough." Everyone's posting too much, and so we have so much going on out there.
So
All
even
right?
the person who's posting zero is posting too much?
Absolutely, they've already posted too much because they probably have a post in their head. They're thinking about it. Delete it out of their head. You've posted too much. Now, with that being said, though, with all these posts, with all these things going on, broadcasting, Matt, you and I doing this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Too many.
There's too many podcasts out there, but the awards body thinks that maybe what needs to be done is they need to give more podcast awards. And Matt, we received many, many DMs about this, that the Golden Globes have introduced a podcast category. So we have to talk about who's giving awards.
Who's giving awards?
So the Golden Globes, a venerated body, no controversies with them at all. People love the
Questionable,
Globes.
unflappable.
When people think of the Golden Globes, they think they nailed it every single time. They've certainly never nominated anything bad. And certainly whenever they give the award, perfect choices all around the board.
And for a smart award show, you'll fall in line.
Absolutely. You will see what the Globes are doing and you will say, I think we will follow suit. So with that being said, the Golden Globes, so many awards on the Golden Globes. It goes on for an extremely long period of time because they have a movie section and a TV section.
Right. And they decide to do them both in one night.
In one night. Now, the thing about it is that they really should truly get in there, cut that whole TV section, get it out of here. Not needed. I'm one of those people who thinks there should be no TV awards. I'm just putting it out there. If there are, keep that private. Keep that between the shows and the awards. And no, keep it between the show makers and the awards givers. But that has nothing to do with me. I can't explain it, Matt, but awards for TV, even shows I like, don't matter. I've honestly, in a way, the Emmys and any other TV awards mean less to me than the Grammys. And I think it's because I've never watched a TV show because it was given an award. I've watched a TV show because I heard it's good from like a critic or a friend, but I've never said, "Oh, this had the best actor in it. I've got to watch it." Never done it. Never done it. Never will. It's just not how I'm built, and I cannot care about TV awards. That being said, the Golden Globes has decided to add to this pile and give awards to podcasts. So, Matt, the question I have for you, obviously, when this goes into effect, and I don't know when, I haven't read anything past the headline, so I'm assuming this covers all podcasts. We get nominated next year.
Right.
Okay. What celebrity are you most excited to meet at the Globes?
I mean, who knows? Who's hot? Who's not at the Globes next year? You know, I'm going to say that I'm looking forward to a good old-fashioned Julia Louis-Dreyfus reunion. Just me and her chopping it up.
Okay. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. Comedy legend. Very good. I feel like she's someone who you could say that at one point in her life, girl, you're just Seinfeld. And that's okay. You were on one of the greatest shows of all time, funniest shows of all time. That's good. Iconic character of Elaine. You got it locked up. Then she plays Selena Meyer on Veep. Oh, shit. 2 classic characters? Now, what we're dealing with, though, is that everything she plays and does is Selena Meyer. So that's where we're kind of stuck right now.
Yeah, we're a little stuck on Veep.
Yeah, stuck on Veep, which is okay. Not the worst place to be.
You're going to get typecast. Make sure
right?
it's in your wheelhouse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, that's cool, Matt. Now, for me, if I were to meet anybody at the Golden Globes and be excited to meet them, I mean, the only one choice, number one with a bullet, Nicole Kidman. 100%. For one, you know she's going to be there because if she's not nominated, then Keith Urban's going to be nominated for a song he put in some movie we've never going to see. But you know Nicole, she's going in, she's on TV and movies. They're
Right.
going to nominate her somehow, some way. She's like, oh, you're not going to nominate me for Baby Girl? Well, I'm in this TV movie called Howland, or I'm in Big Little Lies season 3, or I'm in some other. Apparently, she's on some other show like that's on like Hulu
Oh,
or something.
she walks into a show once a season to make sure that she gets nominated
Mm-hmm.
for like best appearance in a show
Right.
by a human.
Exactly. Yeah. So Nicole Kidman, 100% would love to meet her. She's a legend. And also, the thing about Nicole Kidman, though, is that I like to think is that she's somebody who is cool. She can hang. And even though she was once married to Tom Cruise, she's someone who's interested in the normal person because I think we've all seen that incredible clip when Jimmy Fallon realized that he fumbled the bag and could have
Yes.
hooked up with Nicole Kidman. And so
Yes.
when you realize Nicole Kidman was like trying earnestly to have a moment with Jimmy Fallon, really,
That means she's fallible.
that's right. She's just another person. But anyway, I'd be love to meet her. She's got an incredible body of work. So yeah.
An incredible body, if you know what I mean.
Hey, there we go. So yeah. So
But
keep,
here's the thing. So
Yeah, man.
Rogan wins the Golden Globe for podcasts.
wow, you're really just gonna hand it to him right away?
I mean, he gets up there. He's just, fight the real enemy. And then he tears up a picture of ivermectin. And we're like, he did it. He did it. And then Tony Hinchcliffe lowers from the ceiling and grabs him like a ghoul and takes him back up. Greatest moment in TV history or subpar? What do we think?
Interesting, Matt. So, I mean, that's one way it could go. There's a lot of moving parts to put something together that elaborate. The thing that I think is going to happen is that this is the Globes, okay?
Oh, this is the
This is the-
international press.
This exactly right. So, what they're going to do is they're going to award it to a podcast that's not even in the English language. It's going to be an incredible twist. Everyone's going to lose their minds about it. Everyone's going to be upset. You're going to go to work on Monday. You see what the Globes did?
Yeah, they gave the podcast award to Flopdick,
What?
the Nordic podcast.
They did it. They gave it to Flopdick, which is recorded in Iceland. And it's all about being naked in an igloo. Every episode, he interviews someone naked in an igloo, and Rogan was robbed. He was robbed.
Rogan was robbed.
Rogan was robbed. Anyway, so look forward to that.
See you at the mothership.
See you there. But yeah, Matt and I would love to go to the Golden Globes. I heard there's a lot of drinks flowing, and I heard that anything can happen because it's live.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, imagine if Ricky Gervais was there and he just went off script.
Lambasted
Went
us.
off script. If he said something,
Oh,
you're
look
not-
at this. Roach Coach is here.
Yes,
More like
yes.
Poached Coach.
Is he gonna be that mean? Is he gonna
I
be that
hope
mean?
so. I hope he's that mean.
Oh man, I just kind of
Ricky Gervais hits us with a Poach Coach.
Ooh.
I'm never gonna recover.
Oh man, he's gonna have a tight 5 in earbuds. You know that. Yeah. I cannot wait. For that. So I believe that that's gonna be a fan voted award. So everybody get out there and vote for the coach to win a Golden Globe. Matt, let's talk about it. Who's touring?
Who is?
Matt, this is a big year for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Anniversary wise. Okay.
Yeah.
This is as we are approaching our 9th anniversary, Matt. 9 years of the coach, which is pretty wild. And another big anniversary. It has been 25 years since Mudvayne LD50. And so Mudvayne said, we got to take this boy on the road. We got to give the people what they want. We got to go. We're road dogs. We're back. We're doing it. So Mudvayne have announced LD50 25th anniversary tour. And honestly, in the past, people might say 25. Why not 20? Well, 2020 was crazy. Couldn't do anything.
Right.
So now we're getting 25ths. All right. Now, you might say, who's going on this tour? I'm maybe you're one of those people who, for some reason, is mixed on Mudvayne, even though, as we have covered on this show, Mudvayne have 4 crushers in a row.
They do.
Okay? Yeah. So if you're on the fence, this is who they're taking with them. Static X and Vended.
Whoa, Vended would be sweet.
Vended would be very sweet. Now, what's interesting is that I've read an article that talked about this that said that this is also going to function as the 25th anniversary tour for Static X Wisconsin Death Trip. That strikes me as a stretch because, for one, that album came out in 1999. So this is actually the 26th anniversary tour. But also, do we think that Static X is going to play not songs from Wisconsin Death Trip on this tour?
I would imagine that it's going to be mostly Wisconsin Death Trip songs.
Yeah, I feel like that's how it would be if they played this show to next year or the year after. So yeah, so either way, that sounds good. And then Vended, as we know, Vended bringing that heat. Now you probably want to say, Lauren, Matt, is this going to play near me? Well, let's see. It's going to start in Dubuque, Iowa at Q Casino on 9/11. Okay. Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Push it up a day.
Nope. Matt. Hey, when should we kick our tour off? September 11th?
September 11th. Yeah, baby.
That's right.
No regrets.
No regrets. Incredible work. Well done. And that's going to run all the way through October 26th in Uncasville, Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun Arena. And actually, Static X will not be at either the opening date nor the closing date. It'll just be Vended, but that's okay. Probably, you know what? They probably have to get Zero's mask tuned up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the lights working, all the sensors working, because I heard he can eat. He can eat in that thing. Yeah, he can eat. Yeah. It's got teeth.
I'm throwing an audible your way.
Throw it my way.
Have you been seeing these clips from Limp Bizkit at Metallica?
I have, Matt. I have seen these clips of Limp Bizkit at Metallica owning. I've seen Fred found the lead singer of Suicidal Tendencies in the pit.
Yes.
Incredible stuff. And really what made it great was that to see all these people who are, here's the thing, these people that are super tight up against the stage. These are the people who are Metallica to the bone. Okay?
Yeah.
These people, listen, you're not a fair weather Metallica fan if you're that close to the stage. Okay? You've put up some major bucks.
This is now a lifestyle. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, and they were all in the zone for the LB. They knew it. They knew those boys were bringing the heat. And I looked at the set list. I mean, it's all hits, all killer, no filler.
Oh, yeah.
And and by all accounts, everyone was like, yeah, incredible work. We loved it. Absolutely. It was just good to see them be embraced by the Metallica fans. What are they called? The Talics? Is that what you're called if you're a Metallica fan? A Talic?
Oh boy. Do they have a name?
I don't know. I you know what? I'm gonna call them Talics. If you're a fan of Metallica, you're a Talic. So that was beautiful stuff to see from that. Anytime that I see the boys in LB flourishing, I love it. Actually, I'm throwing an audible at you, Matt. Have you seen the pictures from Limp Bizkit in the studio?
Yes, I have.
So exciting.
Dude.
See them all together, vibing, having a great time, making new tunes. And yeah.
Is it for I mean, I know they're all in the studio, but did Fred really say new music?
The caption, Matt, was music.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Big deal. And I'm excited for this. I feel like it's going to happen. This one feels sooner rather than later. And I think part of it is, Matt, I don't know if you know this, but last summer I met Fred. And yeah, I met Fred backstage. Jenny and I met Fred and we talked to him for 5 minutes. And this is true. And we were just gushing over Still Sucks and how much we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I love that record. And he knows when he's talking to two super fans backstage who are telling him how much they love the new tunes, that he knew we got to make even more new tunes for these
Gotta,
people. The, the
gotta.
the need is there, the want is there. And so you've got all the boys back in the studio. You know Wes has got some rippers. You know that DJ Lethal's got some scratches ready to go. You know that Sam Ripper's got some
Could
bass lines.
quick cue.
Yeah.
Could we be in a significant other Taylor's version world?
I don't see that as a thing. I don't think we're because here's the thing. I feel like that whole deal ended up being a just Taylor Swift situation because I haven't seen anyone who's done it themselves since then reap the benefits the way she has.
Oh, yeah, definitely not.
It all just seems to be like, oh, you did this. You know, we talked about it on the when we did the Switchfoot episode of the
The
pack.
old chubby
Yeah.
checker.
Yeah, nobody wants that. I mean, heck, my favorite, Death from Above, 1979. Like they re-recorded a bunch of songs from their first album, and but then when asked about it in a recent interview when they did a live performance, I think in Seattle, on one of the radio stations out there, I could feel a slight sense of, listen, we can't, everybody loves that record. We can't replace that record, but we just kind of want to do a little twist. But also, you could feel like they're not going to do any more. Like it felt for a minute there, they were doing every song, and then and then it just stopped. And I think it became a situation where they weren't getting the reaction from it that they thought they were. And
Right.
I think
They're
people are
like,
realizing, hey, this isn't it.
the
Now,
juice is not worth the squeeze. We're
exactly.
better off just touring this
Right.
than we
Exactly.
are re-recording this and
Yeah.
asking our fans to listen to that version.
Exactly.
That's a heavy lift.
It's a heavy lift. No, I am feeling fairly confident we'll be getting new tunes. We'll be getting some new tunes. And yeah, and we'll talk about it here, of course. Of course. Speaking of new tunes, this isn't really new metal related, but I thought we should talk about it. We should talk about friend of the show, Will of Hotline TNT.
Yeah.
Will recently played Louisville, Kentucky, and I was lucky enough to go down and check out the show. He played Magbar in beautiful Louisville. It was so great to hang out with Will and Mike, who plays drums in Hotline TNT. A super fun time. You know what? It was nice to see the behind the scenes of how it's all made, which is that you chill, you hang out, you've already sound checked, and then in an incredible moment, they just said, let's do this thing. And they just walked up on stage, plugged in, and started rocking. It was honestly fucking awesome. It
That's
was
so
what
fun.
it was the thing that you imagine yourself. Like, would I just walk out on stage, plug in, say, what's up, and then just start rocking? Everyone just lock in and cue. That's exactly what they did. It was great. It was great. It was fun to see they had a lot of hardcores there. They when they went into the new song Julia's War, this
Yep.
guy got this grin on his face, like he
Red
was
la 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 la.
wet. He was ready for it. He's ready for it. People were feeling it. Great set, very very fun. Great to hang out with the guys. And also, Will said to me, he goes, "Hey, I brought you an energy drink," and I was like, "Will." Oh my god! And indeed, he brought me Will had told me over DM, and people don't know this. I'm been very deep into energy drinks for the last year or so, and people are always recommending me different drinks.
Right.
And on my Instagram, and Will had recommended a raspberry acai Celsius tea, green tea. Could not find this, Matt. I couldn't
Yeah.
find it. I ordered it at one point for a grocery pickup. They canceled it at the last minute. Will brought me one from his own personal stash. Truly, truly appreciated this. Honestly, one of the nicest things anybody ever has done for me. And it was delicious. It was delicious. And apparently the rumor has that the reason it's so hard to find is that they may be discontinuing it, which is unfortunate because it's delicious. And but it was so nice to hang out with Will and to see the band rock out, and they're going on tour all summer long. And they got a new record coming out very soon, which based on the
I've
singles,
already pre-ordered it.
Matt's already got the pre-order. He's got that vinyl coming right to him. There you go. I'm going to be picking up a compact disc because I love a compact disc. And yeah, but either way, Matt and myself, we are going to be doing the whole physical media thing. And here's the thing. You have so many options to see Hotline TNT this summer. They're playing
Yep.
all over. They're
Big
playing
tour.
They're playing Third Man in Detroit. They're going to be all over the place. They're playing Austin City Limits. They are going to be everywhere. So there's no excuse to not check out them. And you know what? We also talked about maybe having Will come back on the show. And I
I
was
would
like,
love that.
I said that'd be great, Will. Let's figure it out. We're figuring it out. So I'm going to send him a list of albums. We're going to figure it out. So very exciting. Yeah, it's a very fun time. Also, I got to point this out. I got to mention this. So I'm at Mag Bar in Louisville, and I text good friend of the show, frequent guest, Ashley Woolsey, who
Heck yeah.
anyone who knows Ashley knows Ashley knows all about everything to do and see in Louisville, Kentucky. She will tell you where to be,
Real
where to
gal about town.
She knows it all. And I said to her, "Oh, interesting part of town Mag Bar's in. This is an interesting bar." And she said, "Oh, I've never been." I was blown away. Couldn't believe it. I was like, I've been somewhere in Louisville. Ashley Woolsey is not. I couldn't believe it. So now I'm the expert.
Yep.
I'm the expert on
I'm the
Mag Bar.
captain now.
That's right. When we go back there, which I will go back there because I like the vibe, I will be able to say to her, "That's where the bathrooms are. And back there is where the band performs. And
Yep.
This is where you buy drinks at the bar. I'm going to know the whole place.
The whole place. This used to be my wiggle room.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You think I forgot the wiggle room?
Never forget the wiggle room. Here's a wiggle room update. The place that took over the wiggle room also went out of business.
It's just how it works.
Just how it works. Bring back the wiggle room. Matt, let's talk about who's emailing.
Who's emailing?
Matt, we got an email from Bobby. Want to read that one?
Yep. It says Jonathan Davis or Devis ? Mm-hmm. Gents, after listening to the Flymore album on Spotify based upon the last episode, this album, Please Remain Seated by Seated Crowned, was recommended to me, and I don't remember if it was ever on the long list. The song Giving In sounds like first album Korn and Cold Chamber merged together and met first album Slipknot at the local 7-Eleven. Considering it was 1999 when this album came out, some very dated movie clips should be added if not already. Ooh, I like this. I like a bold proclamation. Should be added.
Should be added. Not already. Well, Matt, let me go to the long list. Seated Crown, Remain Seated, incredible name. I'm looking now, and it's on it. It's on the list. It's on the long list.
Okay. Well,
I have it in, yeah, Matt.
Here is Giving In by Seated Crown.
Go.
Yeah, that tracks.
Matt, I loved it. It really is saying, what if first album Korn and first album Cold Chamber met up with first album Slipknot at a 7-Eleven with the added twist of recording their album in behind the 7-Eleven in the box that also houses the old lady from from Mulholland Drive. That's what we got. That's what we got.
I definitely also felt like Clutch might have been playing in the background.
I mean, there might be a bunch of stuff. It definitely sounded like there was definitely a muffled sound to it. That was like, listen, we recorded this, but also like my brother is next door and he's just playing an album on his stereo.
Right.
He might get some bleed. Incredible work. Incredible
All right.
work. I feel bummed that we haven't done it sooner, but we definitely going to have to do that one. All right, Matt. Okay. We got to talk about it. Who's in those DMs?
Sliding up in.
Matt, we got a DM from Trevor Reynolds who said, everyone loves a list. And he told us to have a great day. And he sent us a list from, honestly, one of my new favorite websites, ultimateguitar.com. Now, we love Ultimate Guitar here on Roach Koach, as Ultimate Guitar have an incredible rating system, as we've talked about in the past, where you rate your music and your lyrics, and then you give an overall rating. And if you get out of hand, you can't back down. You cannot back down. So we have a list here on Ultimate Guitar. And it's from, this is a new list from April 30th, 2025, posted by George M93. And the headline is Mocked and Misunderstood. Top 10 new metal albums everyone hated, but that actually deserve a second chance.
Okay, I'm in. I'm very excited to see what they're going to say here.
Matt, few genres are as maligned as nu metal, a movement that broke many heavy music stereotypes and conquered the mainstream with a distaste for guitar solos and traditional metal imagery and a love for hip-hop, funk, and raw angst.
Oh, yeah. That's
start.
a great synopsis.
Good start. Even though it's golden era produced albums that are currently hailed as classics, it also saw plenty of records by popular acts being panned or overall misunderstood. With that in mind, we decided to list some of nu metal's divisive albums that deserve more love than they get and highlight some of the genre's most overlooked efforts. Now, whenever I see something like this, Matt, my first thought is, what are you going to hit me with that I'm going to go, this old saw, this one again? I've heard this a million times. So I got to give credit here, Matt, because right off the bat, did not see this coming. Number 10, Deftones by Deftones.
Now, if you didn't know this, just check out the comments that we receive on nearly every post we make. Deftones aren't nu metal, Lauren.
Not only are they not nu metal, but also it seems like everyone agrees that they've made no bad albums.
Or their albums are so bad that I've listened to all of them, so I know.
Even the haters can't stop listening. So it was interesting to see this at number 10. And then and immediately they lead off with, although it's hard to think of any Deftones album as a bad one, there are a couple moments in the band's discography that are more polarizing with fans and the group itself.
Mm-hmm.
And the most shining example would be their 2003 self-titled, which frontman Chino Moreno went on record to express his dislike for decades later. While far from a failure, Deftones' experimental nature, ranging from some of the band's heaviest riffs to minimalist trip-hop and shoegaze elements, was a tough sell after the triumph of 2000's White Pony. Now, I've been on the record on this. This is one of my favorite Deftones albums. Often my favorite. I listened to it recently, Matt, and it's fucking great. It's fucking great. When Girls Telephone Boys, Bloody Cape.
You have been standing for Bloody Cape the entirety of this show.
I probably brought it up in the first episode for no apparent reason. I was like, also Bloody Cape, great song. I love it so much. It's great. So it was very nice to see this kicking off the list.
Yeah, because not one I would think of as being a misunderstood nu metal album.
Absolutely.
Number 9.
Number 9, Matt.
This is more like it.
CrazyTown, The Gift of Game. And they said the massive success of the cheese-heavy single Butterfly may have given CrazyTown truckloads of cash, but the single did little for the band's reputation as legitimate artists, which is a shame because The Gift of Game is a genuinely fun listen, overflowing with frontman Shifty Shelf Shock's charisma, which tends to be overlooked due to the corny nature of its biggest tune. No one accused the record of cerebral lyrics or inventive songwriting, but the hooks are catchy, the riffs are bouncy, the melodies are effective, and the hate is unwarranted. Matt, you have never heard this album.
This is true, and it does bring up an interesting point. Since we haven't mentioned it, this episode of Roach Koach is sponsored by Roach Koach, And our Patreon at patreon.com/Roach Coach Podcast allows you to bear witness to live streams of who's tweeting, like we're doing right now, and also enjoy a brand new podcast coming your way end of this summer, midsummer, who knows, this year.
Yes.
Pre-fall.
Pre-fall.
The crack.
That's
butt
right, man.
crack bracket.
The butt crack bracket. That's right. We're going to create a bracket of butt rock songs, and then Matt, myself, and occasional guests will work our way through this bracket to determine the ultimate butt rock song. We've been working real hard on this. We're still working on it as we record this. We're very excited to do this because we know that we've been hanging out in the crack for a long time.
Yep.
We get recommended a lot of albums that I go, this is butt. This is butt. But I want to still talk about it. I know people want to hear us talk about it. And this felt like the perfect way to do it.
Yes.
So yeah, and I know people are going to say, well, Lauren, Matt, cool, great, you're going to do that. How are you going to kick it off? Well, what we're going to do is to kick it off, we will do a special kickoff episode on the main feed of a butt rock album that people have been begging us to do. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
All I'm going to say. Gotta
And
keep a little bit.
another reason to join the Patreon is old Broken Fridge Nos has left plenty of clues as to what that is on the first Thursday of the month State of the Coach updates, which is sometimes the second or Thursday of the month, because sometimes a month starts on a Thursday and it's like, oh,
go.
shit.
Yep, absolutely.
Can't do that. So, and also, if you love our this or that's, our little games that we play, we will absolutely be having new signups for that in June. So sign up now, get on in free or at our 7-string tier. The best time that you could possibly have is on patreon.com/Roach Coach Podcast. Support the coach.
Support the coach. Yeah.
We're fucking starving. How are we going to get to the Globes if we aren't eating?
Listen, I heard that you got to do your own airfare to get to the Globes. So if that's the
Absolutely.
case, you need to join this Patreon so Matt and I can listen. I'm 6'5". I need leg room.
You are a tall boy.
I'm a tall glass of water, all right? And I need the leg room. So let's see about
You
joining
at
the
least
Patreon.
need Comfort Plus.
I do. And listen, sometimes I luck out. I've been so lucky to end in the emergency row. I've been so lucky to get the emergency option. And then, then obviously I'm tasked with the responsibility of everyone on the plane's lives.
Yes.
So, that's fun. One time I was traveling with my parents to visit my sister in Tampa, Florida, back when she lived in Tampa, Florida. No longer does. And they put us in the emergency row. And the stewardess comes over to give you the standard spiel. Are you okay being in charge of the emergency door? And the obvious answer you say is yes.
Yes.
'Cause you don't want to lose this fucking seat. My mother goes, well, they'll handle it. And the lady goes, and my dad and I go, say yes. Just say yes. What are you doing? Don't blow this for us. We have leg room. Mother, yes. This is classic my mom. Just say yes. You'll handle the emergency door. You got it. Anyway. So yeah. So
Patreon.com/Roach Coach
Podcast. You got it. Matt, let's go back to this list. Number 8, Machine Head, The Burning Red.
Oh, the reason I brought up Patreon before we leave CrazyTown is that there has been a little press for the gift of game Matt's version.
Matt, we got to do it. I think initially we were going to do it, and then we got a little gun shy because unfortunately Mr. Shellshock did pass away, and we are known to do bits and jokes on the show, so it felt a little too soonish.
I will definitely say that I was going to put up the classic episode of Gift of Game on YouTube, and upon listening to it post the passing of Shifty Shellshock, I found that it was just better for it to live when it was released on audio rather than re-earth when you two literally no holds barred on Shifty Shell
Matt,
shock.
Matt, I gotta tell you, those early apps sometimes it's a real. Can we? It's honestly, it's like being Macho Man in the Royal Rumble about our opinions. We were just top roping everybody. We did not give a
You
shit.
two were on one.
We were.
And the one that you were on was one Mr. Shell Shock.
It was. It really was something.
All right, 8.
Eight. Machine Head, The Burning Red. I agree with this 100%. This record's fantastic.
It's great.
And yeah, we love it. And the thing is that at this point, I mean, listen, From This Day gets played every night when you go see Machine Head. Every night you're going to get it because they know they got a ripper. And last I checked, new metal, it's back. So
There's only one song that I need not to hear from The Burning Red, and it sure is not From This Day.
absolutely. Absolutely. Number 7, Machine by Static X.
It's a okay Static X record. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's a Static X record.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I think
it's one of those things where I think in retrospect, now that we've gone so deep into the catalog, we've listened
That's
to every
true.
single one. We now know it's one of those ones where you want to say, man, we sure had it great with Machine, didn't we?
Yeah. Because it was closer to Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
So it was like everything seemed so fresh.
Absolutely.
Whereas like by Pig Hammer, it was kind of like,
Mm.
yep, we know what this is.
Yeah. And also Shadow Zone. Just saying. Number 6, Disturbed, 10,000 Fists.
I disagree. This album sucks.
Matt, I'm going to read from the caption here. Among the most technically proficient acts of the new metal crop, Disturbed always proudly displayed their love for heavy metal's old school giants. Their third album, 2005's 10,000 Fists, is arguably their final transition moment into arena rock giants, with a mix of nu metal and hard rock, where the former would gradually be less emphasized in following efforts. Critics harshly judged the record as derivative and unimaginative, but dreadful Genesis cover aside, it's an energetic, fist-bumping listen that showed the world that nu metal bands could have flashy players. I do love a list that says, listen, one of the songs on this album is complete trash, but otherwise,
Hear me out.
Hear me out. Listen, also, this album downplays all the things that are good, but otherwise, these guys could play.
Right.
Listen, what's
Let
that?
Mushak cook?
Well, Matt, I don't know why stained guitarist Mushak is cooking on a Disturbed album, but you know what? Sure, let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Just
Listen,
let Mushak.
let Mushak cook, even if he's not on the album. Okay,
So my nose bleeding?
Matt, it's okay that your nose is bleeding. It's okay, Matt.
Does anybody else smell toast?
Oh, Matt, this is so good. This is so good. Listen, when we win the Golden Globe, we're going to go
Right.
up, and the first thing we're going to say is, who's got a tissue? Matt is bleeding. And the second thing I'm going to say is, we want to give a big shout out to Danny at the Milk Bar for giving us 1,000 bands to talk about on Who's Fasting. And yeah, and then we'll thank our parents and we'll thank Jenny. Number 5, Mudvayne, The End of All Things to Come.
Let Mushak cook.
Let him cook. If there is such a thing as prog new metal, Mudvayne were the closest to achieve it, specifically with their sophomore album, 2002's The End of All Things to Come. Influenced by jazz and pushing the band's heavy boundaries with elements of thrash and death metal, the record was weirder, darker, and heavier than their debut. However, while performances were praised, particularly that of bassist Ryan Martini, the record was panned as pretentious and directionless when it was instead a misunderstood effort too ambitious for a crowd that just wanted more Berber dang. Having listened to this record, having documented this record on the show, we know that this was a really good record.
Yep.
I think the other problem is that everyone was really on board with the makeup. They were there for the ridiculousness. But then Mudvayne said, what if we were protozoa in an egg? What if we are coming out and we're covered in yolk and we are talking about being reborn as aliens? And I think everyone went,
not what I need in my Mudvayne.
I think you've gone a little too goopy on me. And so you always have to measure your goop. All right. Everyone knows that when I talk to people in the new metal world, all right, and we're talking music videos, I never push goop on them. All right. I never push goop. I only push one thing, Matt. And what do I push?
Worms.
Thank you. All right. And you can have worms without goop. Okay. You can have worms without goop. It's entirely possible. All right, Matt. Next up on the list, we have stain dysfunction. Hey,
Let
Matt.
Musha cook.
There it is. That's right. You got to let Musha cook. Now, let me tell you, we talk about Matt's version, but sometimes I think we need to do Lauren's version of stain dysfunction because I got to tell you, that one, sometimes I look back and I go, should have fought harder. Should have fought harder for dysfunction. The record's got
Ooh.
so many fucking rippers on it. It's got Raw. It's got Mud Shovel. Fucking Aaron Lewis turns into a flock of birds in the home video.
Are we gonna have to re-examine dysfunction?
We might have listen. The Rewatchables does the reheat every now and again, and why can't we do a refunction dysfunction? Refunction, something like that. I think this is the move. And also, as a lot of people have pointed out to me, it's never been a better time because Aaron Lewis has never been less controversial. He's just been super chill, no problems, certainly not doing anything weird with dead animals. He's doing great. Also, apparently he plays by my house twice a year. I found this out. He does his solo thing like all the time, like right nearby. So yeah, maybe I'll have him on the show. You know, I'm sure that's cool and chill too. Anyway, so I agree with this. Number 3. Here you go, Matt. Here's a twist. Korn Untitled.
Huh.
Let's see what they had to say.
Okay.
Korn went through somewhat of a creative drought in the 2000s, starting with 2003's Take a Look in the Mirror and the departure of guitarist Brian Head Welch. After an industrial tinged follow-up, the band also parted ways with drummer David Silvera and decided to get weird with their most experimental record. Matt, I feel like we did this record fairly recently, and I think we all kind of agreed that it kind of stinks.
Yes.
And I don't know. Now, they do point out here that while it may be all over the place with some inconsistencies in his track list, Untitled is a remarkably experimental effort from a band often accused of settling too comfortably into their signature sound. Into their signature sound. Matt, I looked into this to see what exactly was being defined as the signature sound of Korn. So, standard guitar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
Standard guitar's got 6 strings on it. Okay.
Hold it. I know something here.
Yeah.
Korn's guitar.
Zzz.
They just is Brian back in Untitled?
Well, he's not.
Okay, so
Korn's
guitar.
Korn's guitar. Good point.
But it does have an extra string.
It's got an extra string.
It's got like one more.
So having that extra string, I guess, is going to contribute to Korn's signature sound. And the thing about it, though, is that last I checked, no one else has the 7th string. And if they try to add it, doesn't work. They can't figure out how to pluck it. They can't figure out how to hold it. They can't figure out how to fret it. It doesn't make sense. But Korn, when they do it, they immediately go got it. Honestly, when Korn flicks that 7th string, it's like Sundays on ABC. This is us.
This is perfect.
Thank you.
I do know that a 7th string is part of Korn's signature sound, but this album is plodding and not very good. I don't think many Korn fans are remiss when songs from this record are skipped.
I'm going to say it, properly rated. It's properly rated. I don't think it's underrated. I think it's properly rated.
Yep.
All right, man. Number 2, a record we have not talked about on this show at all. Linkin Park, 1,000 Suns.
Now, we jumped ahead to, speaking of Hotline TNT, we jumped ahead to do that record with Will from Hotline TNT, right?
We skipped over a bunch of records to talk about One More Light. So we
So
haven't done this one. We haven't done the hunting party. There's another one in there, and obviously we haven't done the new album either.
what says you? Because
Well,
you've probably actually heard this.
I have heard
I've
this record.
never heard this.
Matt, I've heard this record, and I don't remember much about it. Yeah, I don't remember much about it, quite honestly. I'm pretty sure I have a physical copy somewhere laying around here, but we'll see what this person had to say over on ultimateguitar.com. They said, arguably the least nu metal flavored record on this list, Linkin Park's turn towards concept albums marked a complete break with their early sound, dividing fans and critics alike. With an almost prog-like quality to its songwriting, A Thousand Suns abandoned most of the band's accessible hooks and arena rock choruses in favor of electronic and industrial influences and a dystopian story. Fans didn't know what to make of this marked departure in style, but retrospectively, A Thousand Suns has gathered more supporters who see it as a natural progression for Linkin Park in the scope of their entire career. You know what? Nothing I love more than a band that I've been going to for hooks and big choruses decides this record, none of that shit.
It's going proggy.
We're going proggy. Hooks, that's strictly for fishes, baby. All right. No hooks here.
No hooks.
No hooks. Number one, Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish, and the hot dog flavored water.
I'm struggling with this one as an overlooked. Let me reread the title. Mocked and misunderstood. Top 10 nu metal albums everyone hated, but that actually deserve a second chance. So hit me with what his reasoning is.
So his reasoning here is that a controversial number one pick, Chocolate Starfish, became one of the most iconic moments in nu metal culture while also being one of the most reviled. Upon release, Limp Bizkit's romantic love affair with rap and metal set records in sales, but was brutalized by critics for Fred Durst's juvenile humor and the songwriting's lack of ambition. However, enjoyed for what it is, which is just an incredibly fun collection of nu metal songs with some pretty tight instrumental performances, Chocolate Starfish is a masterpiece of this period and gave us some of the era's most definitive tracks. Now, here's what I will tell you, is that I feel like culture at large, perhaps, looks at Chocolate Starfish, heard it once in 2000, said not for me, moved on. The nu metal faithful, people that been in these trenches, that been in these streets, they know. They fucking know. I saw those faces. Listen, Matt, right after I met Fred Durst last summer, I then watched Limp Bizkit perform from the side of the stage. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Mitchell said that we were stage potatoing it. And I was able to look out into the audience and see the people, the hardcores that were up front. All right? And let me tell you, when Fred did Full Nelson, okay, these people did not turn their backs. They did not check their phones. They did not go to get a new pretzel. They sang their hearts out because they knew that this was a ripper from one of the best nu metal albums of all time.
Yeah.
And so if you're somebody who's then nu metal day one, you know, Chocolate Starfish, never any doubt. Now, I think, will the world ever come around on it? I don't know. I feel like, honestly, it's the album title. I think the album title throws people really hard. And then the fact that they doubled down with the album cover, I know a lot of people don't like that. But I'm just saying, this record, incredible. I love it so much.
I definitely feel the same way. I feel that when you take a look at the mainstream reaction to one of the most popular albums of 2000, which is by a band called Limp Bizkit, which is already a pretty easy name to make fun of. Mm-hmm. And then the album's name is Chocolate Starfish. And I feel like the further that we got away from the 2000s, you know, or from this moment in the 2000s, the more it became like, hey, he rhymed here with here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I heard that joke hundreds of times on, what was it? The VH1 show.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like that is just, it unfortunately became a punchline. Mm-hmm. So in that way, I can see it being reevaluated as there was a reason why it sold so many copies. It's because it's actually pretty good. But I mean, that's all mass culture. Mm-hmm. Some of it doesn't get the rebound because some of it really wasn't that good to begin with. but
Yeah.
the staying power of Limp Bizkit is one of the more interesting things. I don't think people would have saw it.
Yeah, I don't think people would have thought that would still be the case 25 years later, but here we are. So, Trevor, thank you so much for sending us this list. Of course, as Matt said, I will echo him. Let Mushak cook, even if
Can we?
even if he's not on the album. Let him cook.
Gotta let him cook.
Okay, Matt. It's our new segment. Everyone loves it. It's Ask the Dean.
Ask the Dean. So
yeah,
a while ago, you and I had a conversation about a wedding day playlist.
Mhm.
And we were like, you know what? What would be the perfect new metal wedding day playlist if we assigned one song to significant points during the day of your wedding?
Mhm.
So I asked you to choose 5 songs
Mhm.
for waking up, getting ready, going down the aisle,
Mhm.
your entrance after you get married into the hall,
right.
and then your first dance.
Yeah. Now, Matt, when you sent this to me, I said, "Oh man, the entire history of new metal. That's so many songs. It felt overwhelming." Then I said, "What if I just picked one band, and just dove into their discography to see what I could find to really do a perfect new metal wedding day?" So I picked a band. A lot of people, if you're familiar, you're familiar. If you're not, get familiar. The band I picked was Korn. And
They have
I
a signature sound.
They have a signature sound. And I went through and I picked a bunch of songs. So Matt, you gave me these 5 moments of the day. Now, Matt, I want to ask you before we dive into this, when you pick these 5 moments, did you feel that these were the 5 most significant parts of your wedding day?
I figured that they would be universal touchstones of the day. I definitely remember getting up on my wedding day. I remember getting ready on my wedding day. I remembered coming down the aisle. I remembered the music that was playing when we entered into our reception.
Mhm.
And I remember the music from our first dance. And I felt like these were strong touchstones.
Hmm.
Some people might remember the last song, whatever, but it just felt like these were strong moments.
All right. So, Matt, to start it off, if you're going to be waking up on your new metal wedding day, you have to play Waking Up. You have to play, I'm sorry, you have to play Wake Up by Korn. So, perfect start.
Strong choice.
Strong choice. You have to wake the fuck up. It's time to get married. What are you doing sleeping? How were you even able to sleep? It's the biggest day of your life. Wake the fuck up. Strong start. Now, you got to get ready. There's only one song to do, and it's the song where they ask about whether or not you are ready. It's Blind by Korn. All right? There was only one choice. You're getting ready? Listen, you get that tie on.
You feel a hand going down a sleeve in a starched shirt.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Make sure that bow tie's just right. Oh, check your teeth. Photographer's motioning to you. You're about to do first looks. Can you wait? Hold on. Where's the rings? Where are the rings? Do you have the rings? Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Unfortunate cow lick. Take care of that. Oh,
Yep.
All right. Time for first looks. Here she comes.
Are you ready?
All right. There you go.
Beautiful moment.
Beautiful.
Moment.
Now it's time to go down the aisle. What Korn song is better for going down the aisle? And this could be either the groom going down the aisle or the bride. Okay? And the song I picked is Swallow.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yes, you're getting married, baby. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Guys, you might be saying, Lauren, how did you pick these songs? You're nailing it. You're nailing it. What was, give me a little bit behind the scenes on your methodology. I'll tell you what I did. I was flicking through songs on YouTube from Life is Peachy, and this song started, and I thought, does he say? And then he did say, fuck yes. And I was like, yeah, that's what you want to say when you're, listen, to get to the moment, anyone who's listening to this, who's been married, knows getting to the aisle, walking down the aisle, it's finally happening. The culmination of years of so many things, planning the relationship, so many things. You deserve a little fuck yes. All right? You deserve it. All right. Up next, Matt, entrance music. You've gone, you've said your vows. You're going to be together forever. Now it's time to get this party going, but to enter the room. But also you want to let everybody know that they have not wasted a Saturday on you, that this is a union that is going to last. And there's only one way to say that, and it's by playing Here to Stay.
That is pretty strong. Pretty strong. I like that.
Pretty strong. Now, also, you might be saying, Lauren, I'm really setting a tone with this wedding. It's all Korn songs. I'm really letting everybody know what type of person I am, what type of union is being made. Well, you are, but you got to seal the deal. And the only way you seal that deal is with your first dance. And you got to pick a song that really is going to represent what you and your significant other going to represent as a couple who have decided to soundtrack their entire fucking day to Korn songs. And
right.
The only song you can pick, the only song, all right, out of Korn's entire discography that you would use for your first dance, Beat It Up Right. It's your wedding day. Talk about fucking in front of your family. There you go, everybody. That is your Korn wedding day playlist. And you know what? I got a little bonus for you, man. A little bonus track.
Bonus track.
Another big moment at every wedding is the bouquet toss.
That's true.
Now, the bouquet toss has been dominated over the last 10 plus years, maybe almost 20 years, by Beyonce and the song Single Ladies.
Single Ladies.
Single Ladies is taken. Now I'm saying, I don't want to push her away. She needs as much shine as she can get. But if you're doing an all Korn playlist at your wedding, the song that you would swap out Beyonce for would be Y'all Want a Single.
Single say fuck that. Fuck that. Y'all want a single say fuck that.
Actually, it kind of works.
It works.
Y'all want a single say fuck that.
It plays. It plays.
Y'all want a single say fuck that. Boom, 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 boom.
So there you have it.
Pretty damn good.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, when you ask the dean, I'm going to answer, baby.
I while we were doing it, I quickly cobbled together my list.
Oh, yes, man.
Very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's time to get up. So
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
all right, and then it's time to get ready. So
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies
all
hit
right,
the floor.
and then it's time to walk down the aisle.
Okay.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
So then it's time to enter the reception.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
And then it's time for your first dance. It's Love Dump by Static X.
I can't believe I'm letting you do this to me.
Happy
Matt,
wedding day!
Matt.
I can't believe I'm letting
Yes.
you do this to me.
Yes. Let that beat hit. Oh.
My wife would have hated this.
What about me in the back with my hands in the air, baby?
This one's for the boy.
This is for the boys, even though it's first dance. Woo. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. So there you go, everybody. You've got two great options, two great playlists for myself and Matt for your new metal wedding. I know we still have some single boys, single girls listening. Now you know what to do. Now when you know what to do. Matt, there's only one way to close out an episode of Roach Coach, and that is with Stupid F and Matt's new core for old heads.
I'm to the core.
Okay. Matt, what are we listening to this week?
This week, it's Guerrilla Warfare with Run It Back.
Fuck it up! Come on! I'm watching you talking in circles, you're revolving your bullshit, running that mouth, blowing it up full of shit. You're a snake, split tongue, slithering your way in, but now your side of the narrative is under speculation. I got you caught in the lie with little tongue-tied tongues, fly flying on your job to keep that out of my wild time. So, fuck what you heard, trip over your words, shit to the verge, you're just a coward and within the heart to swerve. You're still running that, what was ever in the back? No! You're a dime a dozen, you still the motherfucker running that. No! What's your plans, man? T-Funk?
From their 2019 EP Consume, that was Guerrilla Warfare with Run It Back. They don't have a full length. They have a bunch of EPs, but pretty fucking interesting stuff there.
Pretty fucking good. I believe we talked about Guerrilla Warfare on the show before. I don't know if it was this song, but let me tell you, this brought me back, and I was loving that. Listen, the little bendies at the beginning,
So great.
love the little bendies, and then that lead singer, Matt, he sounded pretty pissed. He sounded like he's had it.
Do you know where these lads are from?
Where are they from?
Louisville.
Louisville? Louisville?
Louisville.
I have been told that I say Louisville weird, and that's okay.
Oh, we do.
Listen,
we have
listen.
our sweet Midwest Yankee accents.
I'm just trying to keep Louisville weird. All right? Okay? That's all I'm
dare
trying
you.
to do. That's
How
all I'm
dare
trying
you.
to do. That's all I'm trying to do. Listen, now that I know about places that Ashley doesn't know about, I'm just gonna say Louisville however I want, and I'm
just eat 20 hot browns.
at least 20 hot browns. Yeah, and then I'm gonna need her help to find the closest bathroom. Boy, oh boy. Well, Matt, you did it again. Another
did.
great song from this list. Which Matt, we're getting close to the end of.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So, but still a few to go. And believe it
So
though,
let's
that
savor them.
we gotta savor them. But believe it or not, this does bring us to the end of another episode of Roach Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. Keep on saying hello to us online. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Blue Sky. We're on all of those. Send us an email, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. Become a patron over at the Patreon, patreon.com/Roach Coach Podcast. Find every episode of Roach Coach ever at roachcoach.com. They're all there. If you've emailed me and said, Lauren, where is this dysfunction episode? It's there on the site. They're all there.
We have a living Google Doc with the link directly to it. Highly suggest you download it to your player of choice. Do not try to stream it from roachcoach.com unless you're looking for a bad time.
It's just how it works with technology in 2025, baby. All right. Some things work well, some things don't. But listen, they're all there, and we'd love for you to hear them. And until next time, Matt, thank you.
Lauren, thank you.